It's that season of the year that is characterized by dusty and dry wind, and this predisposes some of us to flu and cold. Well, this episode of the program is designed to educate you on how to stay healthy during Harmattan season. Hello and welcome to Health Business. My name is Dr.tuyi Kolawole. According to health experts, the change in environment during Harmattan brings about diseases such as cold, flu, and cough. Well, let's now join Dr. Tuyi to educate us more on how to stay healthy during Harmattan season. Joining us this morning to educate us on the health effects of Harmattan is the public health physician, Dr. Tuyi. You're welcome on Health Business.
Thank you.
So most of the time we talk about Harmattan. What exactly is Harmattan?
At a specific period of the year, usually between November and March, there's what we call the monsoon wind that comes from the Sahel region. The wind moves straight to the Gulf of Guinea, carrying along a lot of thick dust, haze, and cold with it. So basically, this wind moves down and then gives rise to the Harmattan we experience. The characteristic of the wind is such that it is low humidity, It is very dry wind. It has a lot of dust in it, and it's cold. These are just the key things that you experience during Harmattan season.
What are those diseases that we are predisposed to during this Harmattan season?
Now, let's get it straight. Harmattan can come with a lot of things, but let's focus on health. The first place the Harmattan attacks is your skin, your eyes, your ears, and your throat, and your mucosa. Now, let's appreciate the fact that there could be variability of temperature during Harmattan season. Sometimes the temperature could drop so low and also be very high. This could be dangerous to extreme of ages, very young people and old people who has problem in controlling their body temperature. So there could be an episode of hypothermia or low blood temperature as a result of that extreme cold. Now, especially at night. If you're dealing with old people, those people above 70, that the layers of the skin, that the fat layer of the skin has thinned out, ability to control such temperature could be a challenge, and they could suffer hypothermia. Now, also in children whose thermoregulation or temperature regulation process or system is still developing, they could also suffer hypothermia. On the other hand, during the afternoon, the temperature could rise so high and lead to heat stroke and dehydration. So we see temperature variability from being cold, very cold, to very high temperature. That's the first thing. Now, the dry wind does something to the skin. It leads to cracking of the skin, and especially the lips, the surface of the skin, and the mucosa. The nose actually takes in the air. The nose, because of the dust, there could be a lot of irritation. There could be sneezing, watery eyes, and cough. Now, there are people who have some precondition before Harmattan. If you have respiratory tract problem before the Harmattan, then you're going to see an exacerbation or aggravation of those conditions during Harmattan. If somebody has atopy, a case of allergy, you're likely going to see an increase in that situation during Harmattan. In addition, the Harmattan, because of the nature of the dust, can pick up germs, and lead to exposure from other people. That is why between November and February, you see the spread of meningococcal meningitis, because the dust that is raised up can pick up germs and transmit it to people easily. People that are asthmatic are particularly vulnerable because now they require a moistured air, a humidified air, to really have unimpeded breathing. So they can have recurrent attack. They can have sneezing, recurrent coughing during this period. Now, sickle cell patients are also singled out in this situation because for them, they need a warm extremities to be able to cope with vessel occlusion that happens when the tiny vessels in the extremities get narrowed. So you can experience recurrent crisis in terms of bone pain because the variability of the temperature surely is going to affect the outcome of their health. So these are some of the situations. People with bronchitis or chronic bronchitis can then experience acute exacerbation of their chronic condition because of the inhalation of those dust and irritants into their respiratory system. So recurrent cough, sneezing, watery eyes, dry throats leading to infection, and even the spread of infection, viruses being spread like the flu you rightly mentioned, we can see the increase of those conditions during the Harmattan season.
So having known all these facts now, what are the precautions? How can we prevent ourselves from coming down with all these diseases?
Now, the first thing is actually to be prepared. In terms of preparation, we always know that after the rain is stopping, the next season we are going to get is the Harmattan. Yes, Harmattan could be a disincentive for the growth of mosquito and spread of malaria because of the dryness, or because of the lack of water or a breeding place for those malaria. In our preparation, we need to look at our environment, okay? Now, if your environment is such a dusty one, it's going to get dustier with Harmattan. So you need to put in place, a proper, dusting mechanisms. If you have grass, cut your grass. If you have a tile, you have pavement, you need to wet those pavements to prevent the rising of dust around your house. Your curtain need to be washed regularly. You need to keep your door closed. You need to clean your AC. If you have AC, if you have fan, you need to clean the blades of the fan so that you don't get more dust into your nostril. These are the common precautions. Now, coming to clothing, the clothing material should reflect the temperature. At night, you want to have a good clothing, and especially early in the morning. Also, a good covering that can prevent hypothermia or low body temperature. As the day goes by, the temperature is probably going to increase, so you need to adjust appropriately. But if you're having a jacket, then you need to pull your jacket off so that you can have a better quality of air. Now, if you're an asthmatic or you are prone to some of those irritants, you may have to go about with some handkerchief that can help you to reduce the inhalation of those dust that may worsen your allergy. Sometimes, really soaking the handkerchief in the water and squeezing it, and then using it to wipe your face and nose regularly can also prevent those dust from coming out. Now, you need to look at the cream you are using, the one that can actually, help to oil your skin and prevent excessive dryness. Some of the Vaseline-based, petroleum-based creams, petroleum jelly-based creams can actually be useful, which can be rubbed on the lips, which can be rubbed on the body, actually to prevent cracking of the lip and cracking of the skin. If we're in a place where we take flu vaccine, it becomes important for us to take the flu vaccine. Right now, we don't want to experience what we saw last year, where meningitis became something that was sent by God. This is the time for everybody to be ready and be appropriately tutored. Now, for me, I would advocate that, especially in the northern part of Nigeria, around the meningitic belt, as much as possible, we reduce overcrowding if we can do that. If we cannot do that, then we encourage during gathering, especially during schooling and and worship and political gathering, where you're going to see a lot of people. Everybody must be armed with an handkerchief. You don't sneeze into the air. You don't cough into the air. And then regularly, let's put a kind of face mask around our face to prevent us transmitting disease from one person to another this time.
What classes of food can be helpful during this Harmattan season?
Now again, during this season, because of the dryness, we need to take a lot of fluid. It's recommended that as you're going along on the road, you have some little water around which you sip regularly to prevent excessive dryness of your throat and mouth. So then we still go by our fruits and vegetables, but we need to do some extra caution in the sense that we need to properly wash those fruits, because the dust on them is going to be much. We need to really do the washing of the fruits properly before we consume those fruits. So we need a lot of hydration, we need a lot of fruits, we need a lot of vitamin C. These are the things that that's going to help integrity of the mucosal membrane, especially around this time. Of course, you still have to take your protein, you still have to take some other food, but we're focusing more on fruits, vegetables, and water.
On the pharmacy segment today, Health Business went to town to sample people's opinion on who a pharmacist is, and of course, we got different views. Stay tuned.
We are outside the State Court of Appeal, where a landmark judgment will be delivered today in the case of the state versus malaria.
My lord, defense has ample evidence to prove that malaria will continue to be a menace to the general public if this appeal is not thrown out. Many people have suffered various symptoms of malaria in the past, but after taking a complete dosage of Lonart, they are totally relieved due to the strength and efficacy of Lonart in dealing with malaria.
Objection, my lord!
This is my judgment. Malaria is a dangerous killer, and Lonart is very effective for dealing with malaria. You have lost your appeal. Remain imprisoned in Lonart's custody.
Lonart, a quality product from Green Life Pharmaceuticals Limited. If symptoms persist,
Thank you. Pharmacists are responsible for many things to ensure the medicines we receive are safe and suitable for us to use. They get involved with the quality of medicine supplied to patients and ensuring that the supply of medicines is within the law. The medicines prescribed to patients are suitable and advising patients about medicines, including how to take them, what reactions may occur, and answering patients' questions. Pharmacists also supervise how medicines are made and the place they are made, give advice on medicines for sale, listen to patients describing their problems and advise on treatments, and provide services to patients such as how to stop smoking. Where do pharmacists work? Pharmacists work in many different environments. These include community pharmacies, sometimes called retail or high street pharmacy, in the hospital pharmacy, in the pharmaceutical industry, all over the world, and even in universities for teaching and research, the military, veterinary pharmacy.
A pharmacist is a person that produces drugs, dispenses drugs to ill people, those people that doctors have prescribed drugs to. They go to the pharmacist to get the drugs and give all their medical advices to.
The pharmacists, what I think about them is that they are doing the work the government want them to do. One, they are registered. Secondly, there is doctor monitoring what they are doing there. While the chemists, they just nobody monitor what they do. They do what they like, do public, sell fake drug, kill people, destroy people's lives.
A pharmacist is someone that has been academically trained and professionally satisfied to give out drugs, and so as in to deal on drugs as they sell.
Pharmacists, from our own point of view and understanding, is people who are trained in the area of drug administration and equally be able to prescribe the right drugs for the people.
A pharmacist is somebody who qualified in pharmacology from the university. Somebody who knows, just like a doctor, he knows about medicine generally. Only he cannot diagnose what you are going to take if you are sick. But a pharmacist is somebody who specializes in the production of medicine, in the dispensation of medicine, through the doctor, through the medical doctor. Generally, without a pharmacy, the doctor too cannot perform.
Pharmacists, they're close to doctors, like doctor. Because I think because some of them, they are from, just like they read doctor, they read doctor something. Because when you ask them something, they will say that this drug you want to buy, it's not really good for you. Who gave it to you? But if you say that from doctor, then they will give you the original one. So I see them as a good person, personally bought it from them. If that drug is not good for you, they will let you know this one is not good.
Pharmacists are those who we can call the second in command to doctors. Any prescription doctors give, we buy from the pharmacists. I think they play a very important role in the healthcare delivery of Lagos State.
Now you know who a pharmacist is. It's now time to join Dr. Abayomi Ajayi on understanding infertility.
Oh yeah, thank you very much. I remember her. Yeah, she already has endometrioma, so that's late stage endometriosis. Okay, fine. This will be done tomorrow, so we'll just see what else we can do for her. Thank you very much. You're welcome to Understanding Infertility. My name is Dr. Abayomi Ajayi, and today we're going to be discussing female infertility.
good times for a change. See the luck I've had could make a good man turn bad. So please, 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 let me get what I want this time. Get what I want this time. Haven't had a dream in a long time. See the life I've had could make a good man turn bad. So for once in my life, let me get what I want. Lord knows it would be the first time. Lord knows it would be the first time. So please, 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 let me get what I want this time. So for once in my life, let me get what I want. Lord knows it would be the first time.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on, our troubles will be out of sight. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. From now on, our troubles will be miles away. Here we are, as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Faithful friends who are dear to us, gather near to us once more. Through the years, we all will be together.
It's on that note we are going to end this discussion on female infertility. You will discover that many of the topics are interlinked, so we are going to still continue to visit some of these things. I'll leave you with this. Always remember, together we can conquer infertility. My name is still Dr. Abayomi Ajayi. Catch you.
We've come to the end of today's episode of Health Business. You can be part of this program by calling the numbers showing on your screen. Remember, living healthy is a serious business. My name is Oluwatoyin Kolawole. Bye for now.